know that in Carry's champion pool, Rakana is also a really important champion. So picking it away already in the first game means that he also cannot play it to the rest of the series. So it makes sense to pick the Rakana.
What you want to do in this matchup, you can really begin to bully out this Azir. Usually such a safe champion, the Azir, the Orianna. These are the two mid laners that you pick when you don't particularly want to engage with your opponents until you get to these team fights. So LeBlanc, one of the few champions that can actually begin to get things going. Not necessarily
the mark of the quality of players that Ratones find themselves up against right now. They had a pretty easy split in the NLC. They took first place without too much trouble, but SuperMassive, perhaps a different breed as Velia, of course on his own in the river. Twisted advance in to buy some time, but it's first.
Asserting his dominance on the Rift at the moment.
Yeah, no mana for Fiesta in that trade. Had the flash, man.
Yeah, on a composition with a Jax, that would be great.
Gang sets up easy ult connection. The Blacklist Faust has nowhere to go. Just trying to clear out the minions. The Jax Sejuani combo is devastating, and Faust just with no options to escape.
Your team. Not the case with the LeBlanc, of course. Being able to get an early kill and avoid so much destruction early on is great. Faust can get focused again.
Dear, oh dear, the permafrost is out, and it's another. It's the entire top side. They've pushed SuperMassive out of the rub pit. Ult comes across for Crowley just to steal that one away is the plan, and they'll happily, I think, seed the rest. No need to go crazy for it.
Well, you say that, but it doesn't look like Los Ratones agree necessarily. They are sticking around just a little bit. Could potentially try for something. I think it would be a mistake, like you said. Yeah, they're just going to watch the rest of the grubs go down. 5 picked up.
This is there with a flash of null, but they pin down on the top. Hang on, the Refer's just going aggressively. The Sejuani is still there, and they're completely up in the lane. Foul takes the credit. Crowley with an E, Velia and Nemesis around the corner with a lovely hook from Carry. Sews up the double. Nemesis just watching helplessly from the river as the third goes down. The triple for Bao.
Really are. They might be about to lose another Drake as well. There's no real response out of the Rats at this point. It is just going to be the Drake going over SuperMassive.
Get the call. It's going to give me a little boost to play around later on in 10-15 minutes, you know, when I can actually join the game again. First turret secured by SuperMassive as well. There is the triumphant boots. All 3 possible feats picked up by them. Shows you how good this early game has been as Nemesis again slides in. The W is down, but he doesn't commit the ult this time. Here comes the ultimate version. Fiesta getting some trades, drops low, but cannot really be pinned down. Start ignoring it. This is what everyone else fails to do, is they keep going back to him again and again, but instead, they're committing to this fight around the Herald. They've already got their Los Ratones jungler down to a sliver. He manages to get out, drops the ultimate. Fiesta for the kill, does get it online.
Oh, he
flashes away, Faust is TP'd in, gets the shutdown as Nemesis shuffles away the SuperMassive team. Crowley ultimate blocked by the shield. The timing up for Los Ratones. It's not a team that's been together for a long time, but they're still working on this and improving, so love to see that. SuperMassive, however, not deterred. It was still a 1-for-1. Wasn't exactly massively losing for them. And
try for the Herald to crack this mid lane tower. Apparently they don't even need it. Just able to step up onto that one nice and easily. Fiesta actually going to get jumped here and is caught under tower a little bit, as we've been talking about. Fancy feet on a LeBlanc. What can he do here?
Trying to keep him under wraps right now. Bao and Carry rotating over as fast as they can. The market over there. There's the twisted advance. Nemesis needs to get a range to burn. Velia can almost do it himself. He's flipping back and forward, and Reckless picks up the credit. But now the Corkies come around the corner. 3-0, remember? This guy is blasting on the AD Carry. Nemesis slides in to shove them back, but only serves up a double. Skeens now cutting off the retreat from Reckless. Can Crowley get his support out of there? He can. Offers the E. And the ult comes through. He's just happy to keep this extended right now. Harvard's on the bot side looking for an angle in as well. There's no tower to protect them. Jumps over the wall. The flash is being burned. Relentless are super.
A little bit tricky, but he's been playing it out excellently so far.
Absolutely. SuperMassive can keep him safe. You know, he does put himself in the range of a Rakan W ult, of a Nemesis shuffle, of a Velia W, but if he's got that front line to protect him, he picks his moment. We can see Bao is devastating right there. Herald picked up by Los Ratones to the top side of the bot lane tower. Fell for SuperMassive as well. All the outers from the NLC representative now down. They do have a Herald themselves to see if they could drop it in the mid lane if they so wish. The Atakan has now spawned as well. A Ruinous in game number 1. They don't seem to see Los Ratones. They don't want to start it on spawn. They'd rather actually subject to bounty on top.
Yeah, and it's just extra gold into everybody's pockets, especially trying to get them out of position right now. Crowley though,
Crowley! He's right into the ult from Skeens. He's probably gonna live it, but we need to give Dax Sejuani some credit. Baus has TP'd in, trying to get the frontline damage down. He's got 2 items, but Bao is still shredding him with the Gatling gun.
Things onto the tier 1 in the mid lane too. If they can grab those 2 towers, it's not the end of the world. Still though, the Ruinous Atakan right here with the first 3 Drakes in their back pockets is going to feel great.
Still being held by Velia. They're not pushing for this mid lane outer. Instead, they take a position. Obviously, the Garen passive will heal him up before too long. Not quite level 16. It's not at its maximum power, but it is still going to be very valuable, and he doesn't have to pull the full recall. Dragon spawns. Would be sold for Supermassive, and now the Herald comes to Velia, but wow!
The ultimate
again chunking out the Ratones. Here comes the ultimate schemes. Velia tried to cross the passage but couldn't make it. Nemesis ulted by Nautilus, but he comes to re-engage. There's Reckless. Carry going to be the first to fall. Baus is deep in the backline. Absorbs the attention, but trades top for support.
And that Herald that we saw picked up ages ago, basically just wasted. Gets popped in the mid lane, doesn't go anywhere. And now you've lost out onto your top laner. Sure, carry isn't here. It's going to make taking this Drake a little bit tricky. But this is Soul, remember. This is a massive Drake right here for Supermassive. Not having to worry about the Garen is going to make it that much easier to try to play around this one.
Yes, the spot of Velia. Armors as well. They've isolated the jungle. Lost Ratones are nowhere near. Dropping lower and lower, but Nemesis comes in with the shuffle to save Velia. It can't get him in range of the Drake, and Supermassive, they've got the Soul. Bao now finally under pressure. Crowley flashing forward, but traded by Bao. They can't get the kills. And the longer this fight goes, Supermassive can't heal up. Armament! 4-man counter-strike. Double on decks, and the re-engage for Supermassive. It is an absolute catastrophe for the Rats.
And the carry gonna respawn after dying at the start of this fight as well. And Reckless not long for this world. Gonna give them the runaround, gonna delay a little bit of time. This is gonna at least buy a little bit less pushing time for Supermassive.
But only 3 kills secured for Lost Ratones over 27 minutes of gameplay. It is a tough game 1 for the Rats, and they have to now maybe even
don't get their way back into this game. They're going to be pushing through the mid lane and the bot lane. Top wave nowhere to be seen though, so they've not exactly got everything synced on.
Not slipping too far ahead. You know the Armor's not exactly there. Mouse gets hooked up, and legendary goes Val. Reckless as well, did what he could, but ended up serving himself to the slaughter. Schemes diving past the towers at topples. Armor has arrived. Doesn't go for the stun, but it's 2 more clean kills for Supermassive, and they keep the push going.
Pushing this one further and further forwards right here. Really funny, actually, that damage in teamfight draft, because Armit doesn't get involved until the very end when he gets a triple kill. She's going to be pushing on towards these Nexus towers right now. Can they end here?
They're just going for it. Supermassive don't have time to waste. It's the whole best of 5 they've got to play out right here, and the first game is looking like a done deal. Both turrets down. The rest of Lost Ratones can do nothing. 28 minutes to victory. Supermassive coming out swinging in the quarterfinal matchup.
More of a utility spell, even though you can still finish off a lot of opponents. So I still see a lot of possibilities that Crowley can just position himself really far away from the fight, but still add to it and make sure that Nemesis can just take...
With the level 6, it's a little bit easier. They have been able to mitigate the worst bit, which is the early levels.
Is going to come in with a flash and the stun. The exhaust there to keep Fiesta locked down, but a flash for the Ambessa will keep the Supermassive mid laner alive as we cut back to top lane. He's got level 6! First blood!
Moving around back and forth, leaves him just a little bit behind in XP. Goes in for a kill, would have totally gotten it if the
M. Night Shyamalan twists of this early game. Back and forth we go. Straight into the Volibear first kill. Lost Ratones really need some of that energy. They needed this game to start off right and stop themselves kind of falling into a bit of despair. Both junglers arriving in the bot side. Now has an ultimate to go for.
Oh, he missed!
Carry misses the E, but the stuns are still there. Steeds is around the corner. Velia, even with the engage being semi-fluffed, cannot save the Lost Ratones jungler. The Alistar ultimate soaking up the damage that takes off the Reckless to get back to the tower, but cannot stay alive. Crowley now doesn't get the stuns he wants, and Carry will still fall as Nemesis TP's in. The pull comes out, the Rise to look for another target as in top lane. The ults are being dropped, stuns are being layered, the slowdown, and Baus is just taking bites out of armor. Bao falls to Nemesis, and Lost Ratones scrap their way back in the extended play.
Oh, NLC rejoice. It doesn't look like it's just going to be a complete collapse right here from Lost Ratones. They are fighting in this game. The second solo kill, top lane up right here and pick themselves up the rest of these grubs. It's going to be 3 for 3 on those. May well be trading it back for Drake, as it looks like Faust, as much as he's had a better early game, this is going to be tricky to get away from.
Yeah, this is more what I expected, I'll be honest. Deep up in the bot side, and Bao and Carry have got there. This time, Carry will not miss the Zenith blade. Faust with an up, he keeps himself alive, but the cooldown is just a little too long in this early stage. Nemesis is in by 3 members on the top of his head. And the kill goes over to Skeens, Crowdy and Reckless not in range to help.
That's a bad TP, just compliment Carry though. This is a very powerful bot lane, the sort of bot lane you can barely get away from. It's tricky enough to get away from an Ash and a Leona separately. Together, that's all you really need. So he's going to look to take away this blue buff, could potentially get Cloudstop on a little bit. Quite a lot of members in the area.
Aggressive move by Reckless. That comes the Ash Arrow, and Reckless is still suffering. Doesn't have the ultimate as well. He's managed to flash back as got the ultimate. He's held a lie right there, but Failure is now in. Stuns on the Schemes as Bao is getting crushed by Crowny right here. One more Mystic Shot. There it is! Crowny traded back by the Wukong shutdowns about on both sides. I lost my entire understanding of what champion ability names were.
I don't even know. Everything is fine for him at the moment. Hang on.
Not so fine for Fiesta right now as the combo
arrow
is coming through. The slows and the roots are always there. He looks like he's just about to survive. The Jin ult's coming through and Nemesis ready to pick
people off. Now getting chased by an angry bear. He's alright.
Brett doesn't quite get caught up, but now SuperMassive comes back. He's actually wants to engage and forces the ult from Bao. Bao looking for auto attacks to engage with SuperMassive. They are doggedly chasing down the Volibear and they'll find their kill.
That kill, get yourself a little bit of priority to head on towards this Herald. It actually goes in here.
The ultimate onto Crowdy, maximum range, and Belly around the corner can maybe keep alive. Carry looking for an angle here, hits the Zenith blade. Crowdy has to cleanse away.
Ignite, he's gonna get the kill.
Down, and Leona gets it done. Nemesis flashing in onto Fiesta, secures one. Bao now without much mana has to deal with the rise. The spells, machine gunning out as Carry is being 2v1. Flash from Bao, trading autos isn't enough. Leona ult secures the shutdown, and Los Ratones will get one of their own back. It is messy, it is crazy in the mid lane.
Oh, I mean, in the end, right, it's the Herald that you're able to pick up for yourselves, but because you lose out on that team fight-ish, kinda, after what is a complete mess of a team fight once again, you're gonna miss out on this mid lane tier 1 tower. Faust gets jumped here between Armor and Skeen.
Los Ratones stepping up to an uncontested Hextech Drake. This puts them on 3rd Drake point themselves. Faust switched on into Armor, cannot quite secure it as Nemesis would have been able to solve that equation for them, but now Massive coming through the jungle. In they come, Nemesis just pieces out without a second thought, and Faust is left with the dogs. Down goes the turret, in comes the stun. Where they need it to be, at least in some respects. So Los Ratones gonna try and contest, obviously, around this Drake in 3 minutes right now. They're giving a wide berth to SuperMassive, and Faust, left alone in the top side, picks up a turret for himself.
Going to be able to get a little bit more gold for the team, but with the Rift Herald coming down into the middle lane, let's see what SuperMassive can get back for themselves. Sometimes they're hankering for a fight right now. They're going to be able to catch this very tanky Leona though.
By Schemes, but the shields come through, keep him alive for now, and now Schemes is more or less on his own. Reckless gets slowed down and stunned. Besta coming in deep, wants the kill on the rise, and Fiesta gets himself some revenge. Barely slipping away as the stun cancels the Jin ultimate. Armut is in to keep the kills flowing in for SuperMassive as Faust coming around the corner.
And without the jungler available right here, they're gonna lose out onto the Atakan. Huge plays for SuperMassive after what was a little bit of an iffy early game. Being able to claw their way back into this one just a little bit. It's at least being traded back for some damage onto the tier 2 in the mid lane by Faust. The issue was Los Ratones, they go in, they get a pick, but it's on Carry.
So the Dragon's still available in 90 seconds, but a bit more gold secured by SuperMassive. You can get those items on deck. Now Baus is really going to enjoy this 1v1 right now. Still gets the shield, gets the heal, and Schemes is there.
The arrow hits.
Connects though. Bao with a beautiful Ash Arrow. Baus ulting in, but it cannot threatening. This time though, they have Baus in the area. Could be a full 5v5 blowout. As out comes the Ash ult. The stun falling up as well. Full dive onto Bellis to get the smite off the table. Armut is in, doesn't find a good target, but they still got...
And there really isn't anything else for Los Ratones to get across the rest of the map. The key thing is not just the fact that
it does make him pretty hard to kill, but ultimately not as valuable of a 1k as the lead we could say in top lane, or the lead that Schemes have another game after this. If they are to go down 0-2, it will not be over. We're into the best of 5 portions. Armor gets stunned up. Nemesis around the corner, doesn't quite get the root though, and Schemes is there. Where's still the shutdown, and Schemes comes around the corner. Bounce, not looking super healthy, has a flash if he needs it. And finally, I'll save someone for critical safety to try and get away from that bursty engage that you mentioned, Blocks, and here it comes. Crowdy gets away first, Reckless leads the front line. Belia trying to soak up what he can, but where are the carries from Los Ratones? Nemesis is around the corner, fighting out Bao. Should be able to get the Ash down as Belia falls again, but Arbit arrives just in time. The superhero flying in as Bao steps away with a sliver of HP, and again, Los Ratones in the team fight cannot make it work. Bounce around the corner, looking to hold up the backline of SuperMassive. Fiesta actually the first shutdown. Crowdy again lives, drops the Kermit call. If they can get the execute, there could be a way for Los Ratones to play this out. Bounce with the shield, he needs to get the heals. Bao is still very low. Crowdy gets another. The Bounce drops the ultimate, and here's the long team fight, Bloxer. This is what we said, and the Ratones come out on top.
Was buying so much space for his members, and they're gonna be able to get themselves this final Drake. Hard fought, difficult team fight. NLC rejoice, because this one was looking on unkillable. Every W just keeping him alive more and more. They transition this one into a Baron as well. Los Ratones, they
Los Ratones, the Baron for them. Now they've got Baron.Volibear in a side lane. They've got extra protection on the minion wave, maybe even the series where they could have crumbled, they could have lost all of what they had, but now Nemesis is getting engaged on SuperMassive. They're not done yet. They've not forgotten that the game has not ended, and they found the isolated Rise. They get one kill. Crowny stepping up, looks for more of the Fiesta. GP in from Bounce. Look out for the tower. He goes up to the Arbit though on the flash. Stymies up the answer for Los Ratones, and it's a second kill for So right now, they are not to be slowed down. Nemesis again falls up. They missed one stun, but they hit the second, and the Rise is dead again.
Oh man. Start this one up nice and slow still. Fiesta nowhere nearby. There's the engage.
Leona, they're trying to get this threat off the board before they can, but Schemes over the wall, forces the flash away from Crowley. They've managed to get the Leona, and where is the flash from Arbit? Flash again! There are the stuns! The slicing Maelstrom is devastating for Los Ratones! Val still gets some kills on the backside, and Belia can barely survive. Bodies everywhere in the jungle as the Volibear hunts down the Wukong. Cannot find the slow, gets a shield for himself. Fiesta and Schemes trying desperately to hold this bear at arm's length. But that fight just exploded, Bloxer.
It really did. Armor with the flash into the ulti. Exactly. He's dropping quite fast, though.
Sparrow does not connect with anybody. No one's going to get slowed up. Reckless with a double knockout. Belly around the corner. Crowley with the 4-shot secure. And it's down to Los Ratones. But is it enough to win the fight off the back of it? Schemes is going to get executed. Crowley chased down, but Nemesis. Finally, Nemesis is able to unload, and SuperMassive have to back away. Fiesta trading down with Belia. The Pantheon barely survives. Armor caught up, but the Rise is inevitable. Double kill for Nemesis, and round 2 goes for the Rats.
Never mind, never mind. I shouldn't be questioning what Baus is doing. They just step up, know they can start taking this one, and it's just unfortunate the carry doesn't quite spot it out in time. Even when they do, it's a little bit too late. The second that Elder goes down, gets picked up by Los Ratones, the fight is won. It was tricky enough even without that massive buff. And with the death timers as long as they are at the moment, Los Ratones, they are going to take us to 1-1 in this series. They're not going down 0-2. They're not worried about this one.
Oh my goodness, Bloxer. Can you say cinema? This game to 39 minutes, 23-21 as the Nexus falls. Los Ratones hold on with their fingernails, fight back in the Elder fight, and take the victory to even up. That is crazy. Let's go straight back to the desk. Let's not waste a second, because they have
coming in for top lane, stolen from yesterday's Evies matchup. And I mean, it's complete comfort. As I am already said, we have the Syndra for Nemesis, one of his most played champions. We get again a typical Baus champion on top lane, having a lot of peel with the taunt. But I'm
on display right here. Certainly a power point in a fearless meta. As Schemes is looking for a potential steal. Belia's going to spot him, but gets over the wall, and the flashes have to be traded. The knockup's going to be there. Carries on the rotation, and Belia likely down for the first blood.
Oh my, just gets taken out and more stick around to be able to steal it away. That's a ton to just be missing out on at this point in the map with no real hope for Velia of being able to turn it around. Baus also getting jumped right here. Armut flashes
just
just
positioned. Kazante and Oriana both coming down to shove him out of there.
And this is not going to be that easy trade. And this is what we saw in the first game where SuperMassive were able to get both Grubs and the Drake. Nemesis does get jumped though, ulted.
Ooh, gets the stun actually, and Baus coming in with the ultimate. Nemesis has to be careful, but they've locked up the Kazante. Reckless. Both supports taking their dues. Nemesis gets 6, gets the ult onto Fiesta, and this time the credit goes to the mid laner. Strolls away with about 100 total resources left.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, if it works right here for Los Ratones. Bit of an interesting situation to step up as far as SuperMassive did. I agree with them for trying to stop the easy take onto these Grubs. If you can get Skeens up from where he's taking
Under
the
pressure from Fiesta, the Oriana, a classic Syndra counter from years and years ago, as Crowny currently on his own, has the flash early away. The Carry can get the slow dashes over there. The polymorph is there. Baus is going for the turret dive. Still gets traded back. It's feats of warfare for SuperMassive, but in a 1 versus 2, Crowny gets one back. Velia still not level 6. Skeens is on his own. Fiesta's trying to come over to help. Drops the ultimate. Velia is getting pummeled right now in his own jungle. Fiesta picking up the credit. Nemesis now not to where he needs to go.
That's 3 people able to get a kill, able to walk away. A little bit of trading back and forth.
Crowny.
Can you jump
in the middle of 3. How's this happened? This is unfortunate for the Zeri. You can see that the 3 pincers stepping into position over the course of the last 30 seconds. Skeets drops pretty low, but ultimately, does SuperMassive know that Velia is on vision? You see he's sweeping. He's wondering if they actually know he's there as Baus gets knocked back. And then the ult from Armut. He's in a 1v1 now. Cannot do anything. A little while. Not sure when, but Los Ratones are going to head on to the Dragon. They are likely to even this up 1 apiece as the Void Grubs go down. It's going to be 3 to each side. As now Baus has got a nice little angle onto the Oriana. There's the Syndra ultimate coming out. And Syndra picks up the second.
2 Skeens, but Fiesta dying right there does open up this mid lane for quite a good bit of pushing. They're also going to go into Bow here.
Committed, but Carry is there ready and waiting. I think Los Ratones thought that Lulu was not in range. But now this pairing, you can see the Enchanter combo doing its work. Reckless coming down to support. Crowny wants to get Bao dead before the TP comes in. Trying to hit these Qs, but Bao is backstepping every one of them. And now Reckless in with the Janet ultimate. Fiesta's TP'd in, but has just transferred himself into a nightmare. Pushed back towards the blue turret, and Reckless with the shields. Crowny with the endless shots. Flashes traded in the end, but big money for Crowny. 3 kills in the Zeri's pocket.
Yeah, the flash right at the end. Just first of all, it's Carry arriving to be able to keep Bao alive, but they over-chase a little bit, and as much as Crowny wasn't hitting all of the autos early on, it wasn't so bad. Baus flashes away. He's dead again? No. Yes? Oh my God.
One more tower shot. Velia's round the corner. He should be able to stop Armor from getting away with this one clean. In comes the Q. The Vault Breaker's there. Kasante's gonna get beaten down eventually.
Does he?
Eventually. The shield is coming around the corner. Knockup cancels the Vault Breaker, and now Nemesis is trying to come up. Skeet splashing in, and Armor is doing different. Gold leads themselves. Reckless even with a little bit of a lead over Carry. Not that matters, but Armor and Skeens are heavily ahead of us.
Yes, exactly. You need to keep the momentum up right now for SuperMassive. They're trying to do so by getting themselves this Rift Herald. They're going to lose quite a lot of pressure onto this mid lane tower. I think Crowny not quite going to be able to take this one out without risking his own life. They're actually going to get engaged upon.
Ulted onto him, flashing from Carry for the knock-up off the Lulu ultimate. Aggressive play, and Velia just strolls away.
Right here would be a great swing for them. This is the kind of acceleration they needed.
Ratones are still happy to contest it without their 4 kills. Zeri, this feels like a ballsy maneuver. Armor with no TP, counting it in there. They get the ult onto Fiesta, but where's the follow-up? Battle Salt comes in, a couple of knockups. Bao taking a bit of damage. Nemesis in there, and Velia flies in to secure it. Skeens looking to get this kill back, but the rest of the fight has collapsed for SuperMassive.
Can he get the Drake?
Skeens,
Can he get the Drake?
all of a sudden finds himself abandoned in the pit. Sneaks away the Drake, but still falls at the end.
And see the reason.
Triple kill?
Yep. Oh man. Janna, triple kill. Reckless has so many triple kills in his career. I don't think any of them were on Janna though. That's pretty crazy to be able to pick up. We're going to lose out on quite a lot of that right now. As you can see, SuperMassive, they're going to drop the Herald they were able to get at the beginning of that set of plays. Mid lane tower going to crumble in their faces. I don't know if they can try turn this on all their tools available.
Starting it up, the rest of SuperMassive pretty compressed in that middle of the river. Velia, Nemesis on the flank, Baus on the other. You can find that critical first CC. They're looking for Bao. In they come. Flash away does the Zipper. The Galio wants to follow.
Crowny's
They don't
getting
quite
jumped,
get the knockup.
Crowny's
dived so deep, and Crowny gets picked off from the side. He's too focused. SuperMassive peel back beautifully, and Los Ratones lose 2 on the engage.
Really well played right there out of Skeens, and they're going to head straight on down to pick up this Atakan. Los Ratones, they thought they had a good team fight available to them, but they just aren't able to get any of the key engages or ultis off. And everybody just gets scattered to the 4 corners. Once again, 2 deaths. The Atakan and the Drake means that SuperMassive, as we said, pivotal team fight, well, they are coming out well and truly on top.
All those roses scattered as well. A big XP boost in the pocket of SuperMassive. Armor ticking over to level 16 already. Off the back of that, he's 5 levels above Reckless. Not from the Vi just yet. We've had a couple of nice ultimates, but Skeens is still way ahead on the Xin Zhao, benefiting from the Lulu support. Yeah, Orianna shields and ults as well. Speed boost from Bao. Skeens has a lot of ability.
It's going to get us back towards this next Drake, and that's the something that SuperMassive are going to be looking to play around next.
Doesn't want to wait for a snap engage. As Nemesis finds a stun, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, as Cassante is pretty darn fed right now.
It's a massive win right there for Los Ratones. They kind of glance at the Baron, and immediately Armor blows that teleport. Now you're going to be in a good spot to at least know where everybody is at. If you can reset this team fight out, even better. I think that means SuperMassive, they're going to have to look for a fight for themselves, otherwise it's a big waste.
Oh, lovely damage onto Skeens. Drops down very low and gets the ultimate off a taunt over the wall from Baus.
They need to
Beautiful positioning. But the double up from Fiesta. Instantly Reckless has to drop the ultimate, keeping Baus holding that front line. Armet still on his own. Drags Velia through into the mincemeat. And the jungler still goes down. Somehow Skeens is the one walking away, and Los Ratones are left scrabbling for a kill.
The fact that during that team fight, Skeens is in a 1v1 versus the absolutely will. There are no questions right now about the way that Armor is playing. Fully showing up for his region at the moment. You can see he's stepping up so aggressively right now. Gets the bot back.
Taunted, bit of damage. Reckless loses half his HP. Skeens looking for a little bit more. Los Ratones peeling back. Crowny is on his own. Flashed away and ulted. But where's the rest of the Ratones? They all went the other way, and Nemesis steps away from the shot.
Low health bars need to play this one out carefully. The Drake still very much the prize in their eye.
Still a Syndra ult available if they can find a good target. The Qs from are just slicing through the Ratones. Reckless and Nemesis have taken 2, and they are both down below a 3rd HP, but they still step forward in the 4v5 with Cassante still with ultimate. Reckless Janna ultimate tries to get the healing up. Armut's trying to stop them. Baus on the front line. Stuns from Nemesis. Flash away from the Galio, and Armut stepping forward once again. He's half HP, but they don't have the DPS, and Chemtech Soul has been secured for SuperMassive. Los Ratones are now on the wrong side of the map. Double stun for Nemesis. Can he get the ult off? It doesn't even matter. He's just been shut down, and the Lulu ult saves Skeens. This is a catastrophe for the NLC.
Really is. They're just gonna
have a go at it. And SuperMassive finally, after struggling to wrest control properly away from Los Ratones for 30 minutes in this 3rd game, they've got that Venn diagram that is Fearless Lovers and Cassante Haters is basically one big circle. They only have to deal with this for 1 game in the series. And I think all the Los Ratones fans are glad of that, because Armor has just been absolutely unstoppable. Now leading the charge down this bot lane again. Towers start to tumble. The gold lead finally opening up for SuperMassive. They just need to keep control of this push, not offer a target for that pick potential discovered as of yet. Carry trying to pop some of these blast guns to give him an angle in. Stumble comes down. Reckless is now in position. Nemesis is in position. Baus on the flank gets good damage actually onto Fiesta's Orianna. It's a decent start for them as Elder down below half HP. Velia charging the Q, waiting for the opportunity, lets it time out. Ooh. In comes Armor, looking for the aggression, but doesn't find it. A flash away from Velia and a Baus ultimate stops the first engage. But where are the critical carries? Where's Crowny? Where's Nemesis? Orianna ult catches 3 of them, and just like that, Los Ratones are wiped off the face of the Rift. Elder is down, and just like that, SuperMassive clap down on the Los Ratones comeback. There's the ace, and surely that's going to be the game.
That will be the game right here. The death timers are way too long for the members of Los Ratones to get back and be able to defend their Nexus. With the Elder taken, what a crazy end to this game that is. Fiesta missed quite a lot of shockwaves in that game, but when it matters, when everything was on the line, the team fight back and forth messy, he hits a massive one, and that's going to be match point here for SuperMassive.
Wonderful resilience from the TCL squad. Los Ratones kept it close for
Fire, and now...
Oh, baby! It is going to be breaking! It's breaking! I don't know if
I
you
saw
guys
some
can see the
comments in
video.
our chat saying, well, Kane bows. You heard it
special.
Oh yeah, they're gonna need to absolutely pop off on all of these crazy picks right here. The thing is, though, as you're saying, SuperMassive, I like what they've got for themselves. The Gwen has looked so strong recently. I've watched Fate Seals just completely tear through team fights. And Bao, I think he's been having a pretty good... Hang on, Bao. Wait, does he just die instantly? Just gets into the wall. Needed the healing from getting into the wall there to be able to survive.
What is he doing? Oh my god, it's the Bao special.
It's the Bao.
Level 2. Can he kill these minions? Do they not just kill him?
They are trying their darndest.
Well, Skeens is certainly going to kill him, right? He has to execute into the tower?
Yeah, he dies here somehow. Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Will not be contested on this Infernal.
They're going to be able to pick this one up nice and easily. Skeens can head on towards the top side and pick up the grubs for his team right here. As we've been taking a tour of the lanes, having a look at everybody on this matchup. Difficult to carry through a Brom. If anybody can do it, I mean, Reckless has looked great with it.
And yeah, he's had a solid series today, that's for sure. And now they maybe have an angle onto bot side. Bao and Carry dragged forward in the lane, and there's no flash on the rail just yet. They get the stun. This is surely going to be a dead rail, and Beliet picks up the credit. Skeens around the corner. If Los Ratones go for the dive, they might found themselves the wrong end of a Heartbreaker. It was a pad up the top lane and see Baus suffering from a flash of armor. And there's the solo kill for the SuperMassive top. Bao flashing away. Does get stunned up to the have the damage. Crowding, ripping the feathers back. Drops the ultimate. And Skeens to follow.
Oh, you just lose Reckless right at the very end of that one. Had the flash available. Doesn't matter, though. You're going to be more than happy with this one. 1-0-2 already on Crowny. Even after he loses out onto his summoners early on, doesn't matter. Gets back into this lane with a bang and is able to pick up a couple of kills. And that's what we were asking for as well from Velia. Steps up, makes the plays, and it seems like the bottom side of the map right now is working great for Los Ratones. The complete opposite, let's say, of what's happening top lane.
At least Kane being a very slippery character and seems to have stabilized somewhat. Maybe for Los Ratones, this is part of the plan. As the TP coming in from Crowley, the flanking Xayah, if you believe it. Bao with no flash. They're going to isolate the Zig, so there's another kill into Crowley's pocket.
There we go. This is
into the bot side jungle. Not really much camps to do, but there's no champions to kill him either. There's a Void Grub stolen away by Skeens. Los Ratones struggling to maintain presence in this river. Crowley is currently still in the mid lane. He has a lot of their power here.
He is, and the fact that they're actually going to just be able to bully out right now and pick up all 6. Going to transition that one into the Ocean Drake. That is at least going to be picked up by Los Ratones. And they are on 2 Drakes already, so potentially trying to play around that soul if possible. Good. There's a reason that you want that upgraded form for yourself as quickly as possible. We pan on down towards the bottom side of the map as a fight gets engaged upon. Crowny. He's just dead.
The 1v3, isolated in the jungle. The rest of the team scatters, and a shutdown for the Viego.
Oh. That makes it really rough for Nemesis as well, who just teleported down onto this bottom lane. He's got Velia in the area, so might be okay. Still needs to get away.
Suffers away from the stun, and now actually maybe has an angle to turn this around. Carry's pretty low. Skeens ulting for safety. Velia with a spear over the wall, eats by rail. Good defensive supporting there as Velia flashing forward. He's not done. Oh, Skeens! He flashes away from another spear from the Nidalee. Carry still pretty darn low. Surely they can pick up one. And relentless is the Nidalee's advance as Carry barely holding onto his HP bar. TP in from Yone. Nemesis jumps in. Ults, autos. Velia comes in with the kill. Multiple TPs from SuperMassive as Fiesta just clips the Tristana. The Yone are and will get one back.
It's at least
a lot more confidence building, and we're looking to see who can get that first tower. Lost Ratones would love to pick it up as the ult's being committed here. Armor, I think.
Interesting.
Did he drop his needlework? Maybe just had the few stacked up, maybe both held for now, but Baus is suddenly a lot more confident with this red cane. He can test him in the healing. Now the needlework comes through from Armor. Dodged out by Baus's ultimate. Looking for the solo bolo flash. Huge shutdown!
Picking up that kill at this point in the game, massive. Just for the confidence alone, but also now you get pushed through top lane, you get pushed through bot lane, big injection of gold, and Lost Ratones have cracked this game open.
Massive play for Lost Ratones. These are the plays that dragged them back in game 2, that made game 3 take as long as it did.
Very tricky for Lost Ratones to really gonna be able to play this one out. They need to keep themselves ahead right here. Baus once again in a bit of a risky situation. I don't know necessarily.
He doesn't have ult though.
Wow,
he's dropping
they
very
actually
low.
do.
He steps into the wall for a little bit of HP. Fiesta flashing in on the Q just to make sure. Well executed by Carrion. Fiesta SuperMassive. Not to be early sold point for the Rats.
Yeah, but we've seen this one before, right? And it didn't end up in Lost Ratones' favor. They didn't get themselves that soul in the end and ended up just sort of running around for a while. Eventually they get it, but then it's not quite the moment.
That has been working well for them in this early game off the back of the middle.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right to call out just how short-ranged a lot of this is. As Baus gonna go in right here. I mean, you may be able to bully Armor around, but Fiesta's very strong at the moment. 8 Seals just misses. But this is bad.
On a rain, Baus being dragged back to the tower, gets decent healing and the knockup with more damage. Fiesta has to step out, but will step right back in, and Skeens gifted the kill.
Very much hoping for it to be an even longer series right now. Game number 5, whichever way game number 5 goes, I just want more of this. These teams have been delivering in the entertainment factors. Once again, we're going to get a little bit of a 1v1.
Baus with the ultimate gets away from the Q. The HP lead right now, but Fiesta with the shield bow and the blade of the rune kick can heal up off the wave a little bit. Baus now with a red buff as well can give him a little bit of assistance.
Oh, he gets
Both
the ulti
knockups traded. The fate sealed. Baus dropping ever lower, has to flash away. Fiesta snaps back to the body. It's going to be all about who hits those critical cooldowns.
Kind of glued to the minimap because everybody on the rest of the map was posturing at each other, potentially looking for a fight.
Here comes Baus. Fiesta has a TP as well, but he's going to be a little bit behind the curve. He's looking for Bao. This Ziggs, Agreston flashes early. There's a W to get him to safety. He's managed to get away for now, but Lost Ratones have isolated Skeens, and Nemesis picks up the first kill. Now Armut's arrived. Baus holding that line as usual, carry with a stun. Fiesta looking for the follow-up, but Lost Ratones, they've taken the jungler, and they need no more. Ratones, they've got the timing done. It's another early soul. Just excellent dragon control from Lost Ratones generally across this series. Maybe Fiesta has to ult to safety. Gets stunned up, takes a lot of damage.
Fiesta, but the mid lane tier 1 will fall, and this is just win after win for Lost Ratones.
SuperMassive instead, going for a turret trade. Now they peel back.
Isn't really able to do his thing. Fiesta, Bao, none of those ultis hit, and it's all about the ultis for the SuperMassive composition.
Baus getting aggressed on once again, but Nemesis is there to support. TP coming in from Crowny as well. Skeens once again the target from Lost Ratones. Fiesta flashless, remember, down to half HP. Bao over the wall. The Yodi ultimate just about keeps him alive, but he is out of action. No teleport, nothing left to offer as Crowny turns his attention to Atacon. This is going to reset though. Lost Ratones will peel back. SuperMassive recoalescing. Trying to step back again. Still 4v5 for the time being, but they're given the space.
Getting this team fight to happen nice and slowly. This return is more than happy to just use Baus and Reckless right now as bodyguards, buy themselves the space to be able to take down this Atakan. It doesn't fall that quickly, but still, it's going to fall quickly enough. That's going to be the objective.
Approaching that third item, Infinity Edge already done. We are going to get that double AD carry composition for Lost Ratones online just before long.
This is exactly what you needed to do as Lost Ratones, as much as they had a couple iffy moments.
Stunned again, Nemesis jumping in. Do they have to find a little bit of damage? Yes, they do. This time the kill sticks.
Moment. And Lost Ratones, they started up this Baron. Fiesta even misses the ulti, or no.
Crowny's going to simply sidestep it, makes it look easy, and Belia left to finish it up. Baus stunned up by carry over the wall. Armut, does he have enough in him to get the job done here? Surely Bao as well. This is delaying tactic, goes golden, even Armut does. A W comes through, but Baus, if he can get through the wall, gets another knock up. The Ziggs ult is there. Armut has to flash away. A summoner taken off from Baus on the top side. He's going to lose his Baron buff, but he's certainly wasted a lot of time. Look at this top lane tower. That is not going to survive.
Exactly, 3 members all the way down in the bottom lane, and they haven't even been able to push.
Oh
my Oh, Nemi just going to be able to pick up that kill. This Tristana is in such a strong position. They weren't even able to push the bottom wave, is what I was trying to say. So there's now 3 waves pushed into a good spot right here for Lost.
Tool, you'll just punch you in the face and you'll fall down. So this is going to make the fights a lot harder for Fiesta to manage. Carry, though, on the front line, trying to crash down, but stunned up by the Brom. And certainly in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nemesis goes on a rampage as Lost Ratones, once again, full control of this river.
And they're just going to be able to chase right now. Baus into the backline, gets on top of Bao. See if they can pick up this main carry here for Supermassive.
Get the flash at least, dashing forward, Reckless and Baus are indomitable. They get that first kill, in comes Fiesta, but Crowny flanking in again on the Xayah. And Nemesis and the rest of Lost Ratones have wiped out Supermassive. Fiesta is the only one left, and Bloxer, it feels like in the last couple of minutes, this game just completely fell apart for the TCL.
It really has. The second that those 2 to 3 items were completed for Lost Ratones, they've been able to push forwards. They've still got another minute left on the Baron as well. The death timers are relatively short at the moment, but there's a chance that this game is just over.
Carry with the engagement, Nemesis again hunting down Fiesta, dominating in this one. And just like that, it's clinical. It's back to game 1 levels after game 2 and 3. I did not expect something this cut and dry. Lost Ratones, they take us the full distance. It's a 5-game screamer, Bloxer. How else could it have gone?
Lost Ratones. Like, sure, there is a little bit of scaling.
There we
but
go.
It looks like we're once again in a situation where if Supermassive can get to set up something early and they can get like their bot lane dives off, or they can get their plays off with invading, then
Crowny there gives them a little bit more HP to play with through this potential dive, but this is only a 2v3. Bao doesn't quite have his barrier back. Does have the flashes on carry as well, but oh my goodness, this is pretty darn close. Fiesta drops the ultimate. Nemesis ticks over to 3 just in time. But now Fiesta can simply wait. All the electrocute knocks it over. That's not what you want to see. You wanted to put in 1 auto away, but ends up saving Nemesis, to be honest.
Oh, getting inted by your own electrocute as this bot lane continues on. Velia gonna step up, wants this dive right now.
He's got the ultimate ready. Bao now did get the barrier back, but he's way away from the tower. Carry can barely withstand it. Velia drops his own ultimate, but Bao should be picked up by Crowny here. There's the first blood pollution, and now Carry abandoned behind the turret. Nemesis picks up his dues. Fiesta might be in a bit of a bad spot here. Has the flash, but doesn't have a good way out. Really dashing forward, a little hop, skip, and a jump. Fiesta gets back to safety, gives up control of the pit. So Lost Ratones struggling a little bit to get what they need. In goes the Paranoia with the Aurora ultimate as well. Velia gets the ult down, but he's very, very low. Can hop over the wall if he times it right. He's very low. The Nemesis ult as well, giving him that extra bit of survivability. Fiesta pops him into the resurrection intentionally this time. Of the wall. Nemesis dropping ever lower as well. Flash over the wall by the Aurora. One last auto doesn't get the deed done, and Lost Ratones feel kind of need to get this objective done and get out of there, or they might end up overloaded.
Baus arrives down for this play and is walking his way back up. It's going to be Drake picked up nice and easily right here for Lost Ratones, and there's no play onto the Herald from Supermassive, and they are now in massive threat of a dive right now.
Reckless with the tilting ultimate, which he doesn't now have it for the dive itself, but Armit's here TP. All 5 members of Supermassive come out of the woodwork at the snap of their fingers, and Velia doesn't even get a chance to ult. Fiesta with a lovely different worlds there, drops the ultimate they need. Reckless wearing the Zillion ultimate is pushed into the resurrection. 2 already picked up for the TCL side, and Reckless not going to be allowed to live. Crowny now abandoned in mid lane. Baus is just working on mid, I should say.
Kills. You lose out on a few turret plays in the mid lane, but it's really not the end of the world. And Crowny, he didn't die in the initial play. I'm worried for his life here.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Armit's going to pick that one up.
Make this game work, but it's going to be about getting that Jinx, that first kill, and running through the rest of the map. Nemesis getting jumped here, doesn't have the ulti available to him. Rocket coming down through mid, just misses, doesn't matter. Skeen's going to be able to pick that one up. Can they collapse on Baus here?
Rub secured for Lost Ratones. The Cho'Gath not the most mobile of champions.
Death in this one feels pretty good so far for Lost Ratones, as they're going to be able to pick up this bot lane tier 1 tower. Right now, the response from Supermassive is going to be to try to pick themselves up this Rift Herald. Should be easy enough, just Nemesis in the area. But still, you're not exactly getting massive leads right now as Supermassive. They're never finding a clean victory without something being traded on the other side of the map for Lost Ratones.
Armor under threat onto this bot inner. Really stepping forward, tanking the tower though, unfortunately has to step back. These ramped up tower shots are huge. Crowdy loses off HP to one of them. Armor drops the ultimate, the Amber Wave comes out as he steps too far forward. Shut down for the Lucian. And Los Ratones stroll away from Fiesta. Now you can see once again Velia uncontested, going to pick up this second dragon.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the feat of monster killing secured there for Los Ratones. So they're going to get the crown.
But once you get the 3 to 4 items, that's the point at which Bao is going to be in the absolute strongest position.
He getting aggressed on. The root comes through onto Crowny, but he doesn't have to step away. The Jinx ult goes through as well. The ults are held. Yeah, that's the flash away at the very least. Nemesis puts the threat onto him, and Fiesta down the bot side. Nemesis needs to be very careful. The burst is huge. Still has an ultimate to keep himself alive. He's probably not going to get out of there. Belly is coming around the corner. Maybe he could save him. A flash from the Zillion into the Lost Ratones jungler with the TPs coming in for the top laners. Carry with no flash gets taken out, but they need to reposition. Fiesta still got massive burst. Bounce on the front line. Armor onto the front line. Nemesis trying to get away. It is becoming a mess right now, and Bao has been consumed by the Bounce. Skeens all on his own as down comes the Kindred ultimate. A shutdown for Velia and the NLC. That is just curtains, to be honest. So you can't give that away to the Jinx, especially not with the Ruinous Atakan, as the culling comes out, slices off most of Bao's HP with the help of a Nemesis bomb. Los Ratones up to a 3,000 gold lead with all the control they need. Carry still with no flash. Remember, Armor is getting consumed, but now in comes Skeens to turn this into a 2v1, and Bao coming up to the top side. They can get some gold injected into this Jinx with an ultimate. Skeens takes the shutdown, but it's something. Mid lane now getting dived on by Los Ratones. They're going deep behind the tower. Fiesta switches places to get to safety. They'll lose the tower, but they keep their members alive.
But I don't know how much that really helps. Skeens now gets jumped upon right here. Crowny does so much damage. Nami ulti coming through. He's just going to die here. Survives for a little bit, but still another kill picked up. Crowny going to bank that one. 2 items completed on this Lucian right now. He's in a great spot.
That's a great call. Like, you can tell it's from Nemesis. He is sprinting towards the Nocturne as soon as he sees him on the side going, no flash, no ult, let's get this guy. That is the shot calling that Los Ratones need. They need to keep it messy, keep it scrappy. That is where they shine.
Really is. Los Ratones, sometimes they just outhands you. Sometimes the macro has been a little right now. It's, SuperMassive, they're in the area, but there's nothing they can do. Maybe they want to try clean up a team fight on the backside of this one. I don't even know that you win that, though.
Yeah, Los Ratones would love for a team fight right now. It seems like Crowny is just going head first into the mill as Fiesta is isolated. In goes Skeens to finish that kill off. It's a little sketchy right now, but Baus is going to get a kill on Carry on the other side, perhaps. Doesn't quite get it. Now one for Velia as Aurora has been picked off. Crowny on the flank, Armor with the Dominus still ticking, but Baus is going to get the Qs. Flash in for the silence, for the double knockup. 2 kills for Velia. Diving for more. Bao falls and Armor to follow. Velia looking for the Penta. Can we get the Los Ratones Kindred Penta? He's diving the tower, but he's not going to throw the series away for it. I respect that.
He's right not to go all the way, but at the same time, I'm so sad. That would have been such a sick one. Oh, God, that would have been gorgeous. Still, it is gorgeous. Beautiful plays right here at Avelia. He was able to get those 4 marks so quickly on in this game and has really taken over the map. We've had questions about this man pretty much throughout the entire series, throughout the entire tournament, I gotta be honest. This game, this is what we have been seeing from him in the NLC. In the domestic region, Velia was popping off and carrying his team time and time again. They're going to be able to pick up the Atakan on the backside of this fight as well.
They needed to come out ahead to be comfortable, and they've managed to do it. They've kept Bao more or less shut down as Carry with a very greedy recall position. Caught up by the Baus and consumed.
Big TP flank coming through right here from Fiesta. It feels like he's just trying to do something, anything.
That is very scary. Nemesis is outside the pit, losing an ultimate. It's pretty sketchy. They leave the pit, they go for Bao. Isolated as the Jinx, but escapes alive. Los Ratones holding the Baron still. They've got a Cho'Gath ultimate. Velia still working on it. They've managed to get back into the pit. It goes down to the flip. Who's going to find it with the Kindred ultimate? Keeping it alive. Down it goes. And Baus picks up the Baron. Los Ratones feast on the corpses of SuperMassive as they are sprinting for the mid lane.
The TCL hopefuls are being scattered to the winds right now. Bao runs back. Nemesis may have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew, but the rest of Los Ratones are incoming. Carry dies to start off that Baron play. He dies at this point as well. This one may well be GG's. The towers are falling. Inhibitors soon to follow. Los Ratones, they took it all the way to 5 games. They looked terrible in game number 1, but they want to move on.
Such a delayed death. They can't end right now. They're going for double in here. The respawns are going to come through. If Los Ratones choose to force a fight, they could do it, but they're taking the safe option. Hex gates to safety. 2 inhibs down. Baron on the back. Hextech Soul in 90 seconds. Los Ratones have everything they need to complete the 5-game victory. Bao, stepping out of the base. You ain't got no help there, brother. Los Ratones diving forward. Another kill for Velia as now Skeens goes for the Desperation Ultimate onto an isolated Cho'Gath. But this guy has 10 billion HP and you can't find the kill on him.
No, they're going to push forwards right here. Los Ratones, they want a cool game right now. They're pushing onto these Nexus towers. The first one will fall. The second one soon to follow.
Arma barely scraping back to the tower. Bao's holding them down. The Nexus is exposed. They just need to hit the objective. Los Ratones, stop playing for kills. Please end the series for the NLC. Do it for all of us. And the Rats have done it. TCL full. NLC advance. And as a wise man once said, smoke the doubters. The whole pack. 3-2 Los Ratones.
Let's go, Trajan!